Hey everybody, this is Robert once again, and thank you very much for tuning into Station Square. And we're kind of technically doing a theme where I'm retheming my podcast as Solomon Shrine because, be sure to watch it when it comes out. We announced the cast and crew not too long ago, and yeah, for the month, we're just gonna be wearing all sorts of attire like black or red or because favorite colors, it's why not. So this is probably just going to be like a regular Station Square follow up. So thank you so much for tuning in regardless. And today we have a returning guest. We have Sarah Nightingale in the corner. I almost screwed up on the name, but thank you so much for joining me once again. And yeah, how is it going?
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. It's going well. It's things have been very busy, so busy. Good busy though. It's always the best kind of busy. Um, in general, that's all I got because my brain is just frazzled from a full day.
Yep, no worries. But yeah, it's kind of like, look, my brain is just getting started, and my day is kind because I keep forgetting you're kind of one day ahead of me, or
No, just probably about your PT, right?
yeah,
So
PG, yeah.
8-ish hours. Could be, don't quote me on that, but about roughly 8 hours.
Yeah, 10 a.m. on my end. So, yeah, once again, it's just getting started. So, yeah, I guess to start this off, how's your 2025? It just let's play a little bit of catch up and just talk about what you've been mainly up to these days.
Well, where to start? It's been probably the busiest bit of my career ever. I got some really good representation in the UK. I've been busy doing a whole bunch of wide variety of gaming projects, animation projects. I've made my first anime. Like there's just so many different things going on. Got some really big commercial things in. It's just been absolutely wild, and the work's been regular. It's been like I kept thinking like, oh my god, it's so busy right now. This is a really busy month, but then it just didn't stop until the start of this month, where like nothing came in. But that happens, so I wasn't that worried. I was slightly panicking when nothing came in for a week, but then it came back to normal. Like after that week of just panic, I guess. Yeah, it's been just absolutely wild. Like so many things have come out, so many things are about to come out, and it's a very exciting time, and it just keeps going. So I hope this is the new normal, essentially.
Yeah, well, I just want to wish you congrats and yeah, continue crushing it out there because you've been doing some really good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, but regardless, but besides that, you've been doing a lot of voice acting. You've also been doing like a lot of workshops and classes and coaching. So tell us how that's going.
That's also been going great. Like a lot of them are either selling out or close to selling out. A lot of the time, the responses have been like overwhelmingly positive, like from people, not just beginners either, like people who have been doing this a while, and they will know if they encounter a bad coach, they'll know. So it's nice to hear them say nice things too, because that's at least a little bit reaffirming because the imposter syndrome does creep in. I'm like, why are you doing this? Who are you to do this? And then you just ignore everything you've done ever. And like, I don't know, am I an imposter? But basically, I'm just telling the imposter syndrome to shut up and try and let me get on with stuff, I guess. It's a hard one. I think at every point of your career, it's like the imposter syndrome will be like, why are you here? What have you done this? And you just forget everything you've done to get to that point in the first place, I guess.
For sure. Yeah. And sometimes it can creep in whenever you're doing well. And it's like, oh, you booked this thing. Time to mess with your mind, I guess.
Yeah, and like recently I was accepted into BAFTA as a full member, and that was just wild because I'm like, I applied to it like last year, thinking like, all right, okay, yeah, sure, I'll apply, see if anything happens. I probably won't get in, and then like 2 months ago, I think, I got the email like, what? How has this happened? I'm like, no, this must be a mistake because what they did was they sent loads of emails telling people they got in a few months ago, but they didn't actually get in. It was just an error on the system. Like, oh god, that's happened again. That's happened again. But it hasn't. It was real, and I went to my first BAFTA social with my wife, who's also a professional voice actor, which I think maybe having an interview with at some point. And it was wild because like I knew a lot of people there, Like I went there and I saw people who had seen before at other events, people I've worked on projects with. So I was thinking like, oh my God, why am I here? I must be an imposter. They've made a mistake. But then I got there and I'm like, hang on, I know these people. So it's weird. It's a really weird, surreal feeling going to this place. Like, this is where all the professionals are, and then just like, oh yeah, you're one too, and then you just kind of forget that. I guess, but it's been amazing. I think I just feel very out of my element, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we talked about this last time, but I think we kind of did, where we talk about imposter syndrome and, mental, like just keeping up with the mental, just, momentum of just the industry. So I think we'll probably go more into it in just a little bit, but for now, I wanted to know, and also don't quote me if I've also asked this the last time, but what was something that kind of just was the moment where it's like, oh, you got that light bulb in your mind where you decided you want to do this?
I kind of fell into it, like voice acting in general, like eons ago when I started. Do you mean? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, just what was kind of like the moment that you just wanted to be creative with just
Uh,
anything?
well, I was at university studying psychology, so um, sorry, I peaked then. I was at university studying psychology, and I kind of just started being a YouTuber and like a streamer and things. Like, so I went from like the content creator to voice actor pipeline. Also studying a degree which really didn't have anything to do with your actual career pipeline. Um, and it was just kind of weird. I just kind of fell into it. I started doing narrations for these videos. I had my friends asking, "Hey, could you narrate this my Minecraft series video?" And just things like that. Like about 11 years ago when that was like all popular. I don't know how popular it is these days. I've not been keeping up with the YouTube scene, but it was uh, it was just something I enjoyed doing. And then I didn't actually kind of expect to just become a professional voice actor. It just kind of happened over time. And I was just kind of a hobbyist for a while, but then like in about 2018 was the year, or was it 2019? One of those years, the maths is there. Um, I decided, you know what? Let's do this seriously. Let's take this seriously. And I just like really started to put like loads of effort into it, started to like train more, started to really kind of go for it. Because I was doing it this long, but I didn't decide to go like full time until then. And I don't advise doing this, like just jumping in, like, all right, let's go full time. Let's see if we can do this. Like, have a backup job, for God's sake. Do not do what I did, because that does not work for everyone, and I don't want anyone to get in, trouble with that. But like, that's what I did, and that way I had to force myself to work hard because my ADHD would not allow me. Otherwise, I'd probably fizzle out and something. But I was really into it, and I just kept going and going and going, and then my audio quality was awful at that point. But then around lockdown time, I already had some okay audio, and I had quite a few credits. So like by the time that happened, and everyone's like, "Oh, remote voice actors." I'd already been doing it when people had just started up, so that really helped, like kind of propel things forward. And then like my audio quality got better, my acting got better, and then the projects have kind of just been, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but like the projects have just been kind of like coming in steadily since then. And I'm still, some days I'm just like, why why are you going for me? But I don't know, I just can't believe it a lot of the time. And it's just been a long time of a lot of hard work, and I don't credit myself enough for doing the hard work, if that makes sense. I just feel like I don't know.
And do you have any particular favorite roles that you've done over the years?
Ooh, I can actually speak about this one now. So, that would be Dead by Daylight. That was for a killer in Dead by Daylight. I can't. If you had told me, like, however many years ago, playing Dead by Daylight with my friends on stream, that I'd be a killer in the game, I would not have believed you at all. That was a fun. That was really fun. I went down to London to record that around about this September last year, and couldn't say anything until like January this year. But like, so it wasn't actually a really long NDA. That was actually refreshing. Um, So there's still a lot of stuff I'm waiting for it to come out. But yeah, that was really fun. That was like a good solid 2 hours of screaming, laughter. There were no dialogue. There's no dialogue in this. It was all effects, and it was really fun because it was so cathartic, just embodying this like absolute this cannibal fashion model, which I actually knew from the anime in general because I had watched it before. So I was like, oh my god, it's like, have you heard of the just Junji Ito thing? I'm like, yes, my wife showed me this like a while ago. Like, it, I was just so shocked. In general, I was like, all right, okay, I've been sent this audition. I don't know if I'll get it, but I'll give it a go. And I did, and I got it. And I was just so shocked that they even happened. And it was just this incredible session of just like really getting into the character, just screaming laughter. My voice was a little bit hoarse by the end, after 20 or so screams, but in a row, back to back. But like I'd done that kind of stuff before, so it wasn't too bad because I already knew the techniques and stuff. So I'm not saying to anyone new, just go in and do that. Get some training first. For God's sake, get some training. Um, but it was great. It was because I got to be this like horrible monster. I got to like really kind of let loose and just be the villain. And that was just incredible. It really was. Um, so that's probably my favorite kind of um, role to do in general. I'm trying to think of any others I've done that I can talk about that are especially my favorites, but that's all I can remember right now. But that was probably one of my favorites to do so far that I can talk about.
And being remote in the UK, would you say that it's kind of because I've already did discussions about remote recording in previous episodes, so in your case, would you say that it definitely helped you, like when it comes to being consistent with voiceover and just getting to play all these different roles, all these different characters that you probably wouldn't have if you have to go in studio? Or do you still, or are you kind of looking to do more in studio? Like, I just wanted to know from your perspective
Well,
of your
99%
preference.
of sorry, 99% of my stuff is still remote. Like, I work like globally a lot of the time with people in the UK, with people outside of the UK. I work a lot in the States. I work a lot in like with people in France, Italy, Spain, just like generally all over. And I think like a lot of people in the UK, especially who are just regularly doing kind of AAA games and like in studio sessions. Not everyone, but like some people don't have like really good recording setups. Like it's decent enough to send auditions out, but and of course there are some who have fantastic setups, but that's a real bonus because that way you kind of unlock the ability to perhaps get from your agent something like a SAG job in LA. Um, so then you can get that stuff, and it is a remote session, and you don't have to go in studio, but you've got the thing already, if that makes sense. Um, but I was already remote, and if I was like in LA or something, I think even in the north of England, I would still be considered like the distance from me to London is like LA local, essentially. It's like 2.5 hours on a train. It's not far.
Yeah, because I'm remote LA, so and I've been doing this for about almost close to 8 years now, which is kind of crazy how time just goes by, man.
Yeah, I blinked and it was 11 years ago when I started, but like it's just wild like how much has happened in the past, like say, I think the biggest jump in my career has been the past 4 years. Um, and it's like just what kind of like as lockdown was kind of ending, that's when things started to really kind of kick off. And I'm not really sure why it was when lockdown was ending, but like I just don't know like how this has happened. I do know how it's happened, but I'm just astonished that this has happened. I know it's a running theme of just like how am I here? But how am I here? Essentially.
No, I mean it's in my opinion, I know that yes, we can all air out our grievances in 2020. I can talk. Yeah, we can all just go back to the times where everybody was just freaking out over like, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, do I have enough toilet paper? Where am I gonna eat? Stuff like that. But I honestly think it was during the height of COVID that we've been seeing a lot of actors that are just really like when it comes to just now getting started coming from stage to theater, radio, and like when you really look at the amount of growth, I think one that immediately comes to mind is let me see. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kat Purtano got her start around 2020, and then she's booked like AAA stuff. So I'm just really happy for them. And they're just an amazing talent. So Kat, if you're watching this, you're doing awesome out there. And yeah, but it's just like when you I think it really just comes down to like I know they say preparation, timing, and just I know they say luck, but honestly, we're just really blessed that we still are doing this, and we just wear so many different creative hats, and we're able to share it out to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of media, because I know you said that you played a killer in, one of your favorite video games. So what would you say also left a profound impact on you?
Fable. Fable, 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 Fable. Oh my god, please let me be in the new Fable. Please let me be in the new Fable. I pray to the voice acting gods, please let me in the new Fable. Um, Fable was my inspiration for this. That and Avatar, the animated show. But we'll talk about that in a sec. Fable was my game inspiration because I used to play that when I wasn't a kid when Fable came out. I was probably a teenager, I think. And it's just it was probably the best inspiration of a game that I have ever had because I didn't have many games that had a British voice acting cast. I had like some Xbox games, a lot of PlayStation 2 games, and a lot of them had like American voices. And so when I played this, it's like, oh my God, I kind of recognize all these kind of accents. This is new. This is seeing British voices in a video game, and that's wild and astonishing to me. And now it's like so widespread, but like then it was like I just copied all the different voices all the time. I'd hear a line, I'd parrot it back. And it was just so awesome to see. There's such a diverse cast, and it was just incredible. I loved the story. I loved all the silly British humor that was involved in it, and it was just I just really connected to like the whole series. So, that's definitely one of my inspirations. And oh my god, please, voice acting gods, let me be in Fable, please. I beg you. I hope I get the chance to actually audition for it. In general, I hope I'm in that position now. I feel like I am. I hope. I haven't had the chance yet, but please. Anyway, that's like a dream job for me. I'd say Avatar, the animated series, that that was incredible because I had that on DVD and I would watch it like over and over and over and over again. And there was this behind the scenes video where all the voice actors would speak about the voice acting part of the job. I was like, oh my God, this is a job? You can do this? That's amazing. And seeing like how they talk about it, like how they get all the character voices and things, and like they really kind of overdo the faces to get everything, and they really kind of make physical go really hard on the physicality in the booth. And I was obsessed. I'd watched that like behind the scenes video over and over again, just like looking at what they were doing, seeing how like amazing it was, like just being astonished by this whole process. And then I've kind of put that dream on a back burner, like, yeah, but I'm in the north of England. This doesn't happen. That's always in LA. That's an LA thing. You don't get this kind of thing. Go get a real job. Go blah 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 blah. That kind of thing. So I got a psychology degree, and I'm not using that. But then I just kind of fell into it, and here I am again. But yeah, Avatar is definitely a huge inspiration. If I can do anything Avatar at all, I will be so happy. Like it would just be an absolute dream. I know they're doing some more Avatar animated series kind of stuff soon, so or they have been working on that. I don't think I'm gonna get a part in that or anything, but it would be. I saw they did a mobile game, and I'm like, okay, if I could just get something in that world, I would be just so happy. So if I can get Fable and Avatar, I am the happiest voice actor in the world, essentially. Like, those are two dream ones, in general. But yeah, sorry, I just keep like rambling on about this. But those there's also lots of inspirations, but those two in particular do stand out for me.
Dude, I am like a really big Avatar fan. I mean, it's been 20 years since it first aired on
It's been
Nickelodeon.
that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I was like a teenager, I think, at that time. Maybe no, I was like 10, maybe.
I was a
Yeah, it's
kid
been a
when it
while.
came out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Mhm.
sorry, go on.
No, you go.
Oh, I have no thoughts, not a single one.
No, no,
My
no. I
brain's
was gonna
empty.
say like this past weekend they had like this nostalgia con here in like Orange County where they pretty much invited almost all the main cast of Avatar that have worked on the show, and I met. I mean, I'm just really glad that I was able to meet quite a few of them at this point. But yeah, it's very much is a very kind of almost sort of surreal feeling just seeing the people that you grew up listening to, like sitting in front of your TV and just watching the show and then just meeting the people that made it happen is just like, yeah. It's kind of like when you go to a convention and then just seeing your friends online or just people that you work with, then you're just like, oh my gosh, we're here. Oh, hey, we're actual human beings. What's
You have
good?
legs is a common one.
You have
Oh
legs.
my god, you have legs.
Exactly. But yeah, what would you say has helped you a lot when it comes to applying some of your personal like experiences into your art, whether it's like when you're storytelling or just creating a character? Yeah, what's something that's helped you
Um,
just bringing some of your own experiences into your characters and performances and whatnot?
I see. It's hard to answer that because I don't know. I just kind of I do that acting thing where you kind of put yourself in the position and you go into this kind of state and then you're not even you anymore. You're just this character, but all their decisions are informed by everything you've experienced ever or everything you've seen ever. So it's hard to say which thing, but I think I do channel it with any sad or really deeply emotional acting. I don't think about the specifics of any kind of memory or anything. I just think like, okay, what am I doing? What was I doing like the last time I was absolutely bawling my eyes out crying? What was I doing physically? How did I hold my face? How's my breathing? I think about that kind of thing. And then it's not even, I know my experiences are like funneled into this, but I don't use any of my personal specific memories for things like that because that could be a lot of emotional baggage to kind of unpack after it and it can leave you in a really bad state afterwards. Like there's definitely kind of two main techniques. The one is put yourself into the position. Who are you? You're not you, you're just this person, and then you come out of it like, all right, so when we start in the session, or just like you're vaguely aware you were doing some acting but you have no idea what you did. And there's the other one where you really draw on memories and that can be very powerful, but the downside is you're going to feel rough after this and you need to log off after all this and go about your life and you don't want to have this hanging over you thinking about this really sad thing that happened like say 20 years ago. um so I'd say like I don't try to bring my own experiences too much into it unless it's something very specific like deeply rooted in I don't know something I've experienced like due to sexism or someone being anti-LGBT or something like along those lines that I'm like all right let's channel that inner rage or something from every time someone's been discriminating also I don't know words. The words are written down on scripts, okay? I don't know words. um, but I hope you know what I mean by that. But yeah, like overall, I don't try to bring my own personal experiences into it too much. I use that to inform my decisions on things, but I try not to specifically link that because it's my life, that's the character's life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I think you got it right. Discriminatory. Yep. Boom. There we go. One one take. Yeah, we doing it. But speaking of which, since we're kind of in the month of June, how would you say that, being a part of the LGBT community, how would you say that finding your own unique voice and identity just really helped you just start being more in tune with, your characters or just pretty much helped you along the way in your life? Was just a major pivotal moment for you personally?
See, I only came out as non-binary a few years ago. And when I originally came out, and I was like, okay, I'll go for these non-binary roles now. Um, this kind of so There's one thing that I wish they wouldn't do in casting things. Now this isn't really my self-discovery things. This is more like I just kind of wish this was a thing. So every time there's a non-binary character, I've voiced a few now, and they do this. A lot of them do this one thing where it's like, okay, non-binary character, you are AFAB, assigned female at birth. You are androgynous voice, but not every non-binary person has an androgynous voice. There's going to be range. There's going to be people who are born AMAB who are non-binary. They might have the deepest voice in the world. There might be someone who's born AFAB and has like the highest pitched, squeakiest voice ever, like, or the other way around. But like, not every non-binary person is going to sound androgynous. Androgyny isn't always the goal of non-binary. It's like you're still non-binary is not being put in a box, but you're trying to put non-binary people in a box with casting by doing that. I may have the blue hair and the pronouns, but that doesn't necessarily mean every non-binary person is that stereotype. I just happen to be the stereotype myself, but that's beside the point. Yeah, sure, I can do an androgynous voice, but that doesn't necessarily mean that every non-binary person is going to do that. So what I just kind of say in general, I've kind of gone into a bit of a talk about this now. It's just I kind of wish people would be a little bit more open about non-binary people not sounding non-binary, for example. I just think that'd be nicer, especially with it being Pride Month and everything. I just think that would be just really nice, a nice change. I mean, we're on the right direction, getting non-binary people to voice non-binary people, trans people to voice trans people, or both. But like, it's just gonna be, it'd just be nice, just to not have to be put into that box when you already have been trying to being put into a box your whole life, essentially. If that makes any sense at all.
It does. And what would you want to say right now to those that are kind of like going through a rough, season in their life?
It's not gonna be like this forever. Like, it may be rough right now. I don't know what's happening in everyone's personal lives, but things are tough in the world. Things are really tough in the world. It can't stay like this forever. History repeats itself. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You're seeing this. What happened in the 80s is happening now again, but just a different target group. It's going to happen again in the future. But it will get better between now and then. It's not. You'll look through history. You'll see this repeats. The cycle repeats constantly, and then it's just that it might not be at its worst right now, but that's not helpful. it's gonna suck. It does suck. It will get better. And regarding like not just world stuff, but like voice acting stuff in general, you might feel like you're stuck in a bit of a rut at the moment. You might feel like, oh, I'm doing all this work and nothing's coming of it. This career takes time. Like something you could do 5 years ago might not pay off for like another 10 years. Like that's how long things can take. Like I got cast in things 2 years ago and like, okay, I guess I didn't get that then. And then like, okay, we're ready for your lines now. Who are you? So just because it's quiet now for you, it just happens. These things happen. Like I mentioned before, that I had a really busy time, and then the first week of this month, I was like, I have no work. I have no work. I'm never going to get work again. Oh my god, where's all the work gone? I'm going to be unemployed forever. Panic. It came back. It'll get better. It's not just going to be if you keep at it. Just the main thing is just don't give up. There's going to be people in your life saying, oh, get a real job. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting your time? Why spend this much money on a microphone? Like that kind of stuff. Like there's going to be people saying that. It's going to be people like, all right, so when are you giving up this voice acting thing then? They're going to exist. And I've been through that. I know people are like that. But this is your dream. If this is your dream, rather than you get into voice acting because, oh, people said I had a nice voice, so I'll try voice acting. If it's actually your proper dream, like, where you're like, I want to do this, I think it would be the best thing ever, then no one's going to put that down. Hey, you might have a 20-year hiatus from that, but you'll come back to it and it'll happen eventually. You can start your career at 5. You could start your career at 85. It doesn't matter. This is for everyone. If people have a voice. People have a voice at every age. I don't know what I'm saying with this, but basically, don't give up. If it looks rough right now and people are saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, just give it time. Keep at it. Keep practicing. You got this. And even if it's quiet, it won't be quiet forever. Like, even with AI voices, they suck. They're getting a bit better, but that people are going to want the real thing. People are always going to want the real thing. I mean, some people might want cheap. Yeah, you get the cheap version, cool. Or you can have the real, like, proper human version. And there's always got to be the market for that. And all AI voices is really doing is people who are going to be really terrible clients in the first place. I've had my fair share of terrible clients. Um, you're probably not going to work with them anyway. They'll just get the crappy AI version. You can work with the nice people. I see this as an absolute win, essentially. Um, but yeah, so basically, don't give up. You got this. People are going to say no. People are going to keep saying no until people start saying yes. And just keep it up. You got this.
Righto. So just self promo. I was almost gonna say sell out, but no, yeah, you could just say, your promote your projects and socials and all that cool,
All right.
all that coach,
Uh,
the cool
Thank
stuff.
you.
Yeah,
On
swag.
socials. On socials, I am at Sarah Nightingale Voices or Sarah Night VA, or just search Sarah Nightingale. I'll probably show up. Um, and I am a voice acting coach and voice actor. So if you've got video games, indie, double A, triple A, mobile, any combination of the above, I love doing voices. I love being characters. I love doing narrations. Got trailers. I'm your person. Or someone else might be. Other voice actors are available um, as well. But I can't really remember any words right now. Like I said, it's been a long day, and I think I'm slowly cooking in this booth. Um, but sorry, I'm just. It's like the oxygen levels are dangerously high, low. They're dangerously low right now. Um, Sorry, I hope you can cut this to make me look better. If not, then I'm just going to have all the ums and ahs in there. Um, yeah, so essentially, I do voice acting coaching as well. So if anyone is interested at any point in their career, I might be the coach for you. There's always consultation sessions if there's anything you want to do. I'm actually going to have to open the door now, or I'm going to pass out. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I got. That's all I've got.
Yeah, if you want more information, be sure to contact Sarah. And yeah, when can we expect to see more like workshops or acting? All
Oh,
that good, all the good jazz. Yeah.
well. I don't know when you're editing this, but on a roughly, I don't know if it's 21st, 20, I think it's 21st of June, I'm doing an advanced voice acting course for people who have got maybe about 1 to 3 years of experience. And I feel like they're decent, they're doing all right, but they're not quite there where they want to be. And they want to really kind of enhance their auditions, enhance their acting skills in general, or everything in general. And if you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm doing all right, but I could be doing better, that's the kind of course that I'm doing, where it's called going from good to great. So like making good auditions, really great ones that stand out, and like just that kind of general thing. That is a 6 week course that I'm running on Saturdays. If you're in the States, it's early, hoo. But some people are actually getting up at 4 a.m. for this, so some people do actually get up at that time. So there's that one that I'm running. And I think normal workshops will be running after I finish this 6 week course. And I have one-to-one coaching available as usual as well.
Dope. Yeah. And like I said, I know you'll provide us with updates and yeah, just keep us in the loop whenever you've got those sessions and classes coming up. And yeah, so we want to get coached by, you know, we just want to be coached by, just with your brilliance and just we want to work with the best. I think that's kind of the way that we kind of roll in this industry anyway.
Thank you. Well, other coaches are available. I'm not the only one. There are plenty. Just all I ask of you is you vet your coaches to general advice
For
for
sure. You
everyone.
gotta.
Vet your coaches. Just make sure they're working actively in the field that you are wanting to work in. So for me, that would be games mostly and trailers. I do other things too, but other coaches have different specializations. Make sure you come out of a session with good, actionable advice that you can use right now that will actually help you. And make sure that you're not just coming out of the session with lots of compliments, because people will do that like, I felt great after that, but what have you actually learned? Nothing. So And just make sure that they've just not got, just because they've got a big following on social media does not necessarily, I'm not speaking about anyone particular with this, just because someone's got a big following on social media doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a good voice acting coach. Don't just look at what beginners are saying about them, because how are they going to know if they're a good coach or not? Look at what people who are in the middle of their career, what pros are saying about them. And that will be a much better indicator as to what they're actually like. Because if a pro takes a workshop with someone and they thought it was the worst workshop they've ever been to, sorry, they won't say anything. But if a pro is saying something good about another voice acting coach, then you know that they're good. So watch out for silence and watch out for what people aren't saying as well, because no one kind of wants to throw someone under the bus because they're a terrible coach or something. So yeah, that's a good indicator to find out if someone is actually decent at coaching or not, as well.
Right on. And for the outro for this, I usually have the guests be like, "Hi, my name is Sarah. I've done blah blah blah, and this is Station Square Podcast with Robert Jackson."
How do you say the the name? Sorry.
It's Sarah, and you might have heard me in this, and this is the Station Square Podcast with
Station Square.
Robert Jackson. Yeah, whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
All right. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale. I am a voice professional. I'll try it again. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale. I'm a professional. This is where all the flubs come in. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale. I'm a professional UK voice actor, and this is Station Square. I need to write this down. I'm not even kidding. Like, I cannot remember scripts for the life of me. This is why I'm a voice actor. Sorry about this. Voice actor. Bear with me, sorry. Great if I spelt anyone's name right, including my own. Okay, right. I've written a script. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale, and I'm a professional. Already. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale, and I'm a professional British. This is the behind the scenes. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale, and I'm a professional British video game voice actor, and I've been hundreds. I can't talk about myself. Okay, I'm so sorry. In general, I'm glad this isn't live. Right. Okay. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale. Hi, I'm Sarah Nightingale, and I'm a professional British voice actor. I've been in hundreds of video games from AAA to indie. This has been Station Square Podcast with Robert Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and yeah, be sure to follow us on socials and do all this mumbo jumbo. But yeah, thank you so much, Sarah, and have a great rest of your day, evening, whichever time zones you're in, and stay
Evening.
lovely. Yeah, stay lovely out there. All right, love y'all. Bye.